What was the best part about 9th grade chemistry? Lighting off the butane. Hey guys, welcome to the Grease Rookie channel. I'm Andrew, and this channel is all about my journey resto-modding this 1965 Mustang, aka the Iron 6. Now, I'm doing this on a budget with rookie knowledge. So let's jump into it. Real quick, before we jump into it, I spent the weekend working up some shirt designs and I launched a storefront. So if you guys are interested in checking that out and helping support the channel, there are some cool shirt designs in there. And I even worked one up for you Straight 6 Mustang guys like myself, honoring the Straight 6. So check those out if you're interested. Do not feel obligated, but it's just something that I wanted to do, so check it out if you're interested. Finally, after 7 months of owning this car and not touching any of the body, we are gonna deal with its most hideous feature. Yes, I'm talking about the hideous pink salmon colored patch of Bondo. We're gonna try a few different methods to get this Bondo off. First, we're just gonna scrape it with a putty knife and see how far we get there, which I don't expect to get very far. Then, we're gonna hit it with a torch because I saw a video of someone saying that this was the best method to get it off. Now, I did ask for advice on this. It was suggested that it may not be the best method, but the 9th grade pyromaniac in me really wants to light the butane off tonight, so that's what we're gonna try.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll be careful. We'll ease into it. Basically, my goal is going to be, let's try to heat up the Bondo without heating up the metal and causing any warpage. Let's just heat this up enough that we can scrape it off. But first, we will give just the putty knife our best efforts. All right, let's get the butane. Now, I will be wearing eye protection and a mask because I appreciate my lungs. And safety first. I don't know how I feel about that performance. There, it's coming off. I'll go straight to the putty knife for a little bit and see what we can work out of here. Which side is coming out? I'm fine, I'll just hold my breath. I can breathe later. It absolutely reeks in the garage right now. So, just from the smell it causes alone, gotta get some ventilation in here. Wow, that was incredibly satisfying. Look at how thick this Bondo is. It literally lost the flare of the quarter panel in the Bondo. Here it was. Man, that stuff is a ½ inch thick. At one point, they welded on pins here to try to pull this dent out. And I'm guessing they pulled it out as best they could and then threw the Bondo on over it. And this is just a patch panel that is pop riveted in place. Which I did know that this lower patch panel was pop riveted in place because you could see it from the trunk, but we're moving along, we're getting there. So far it's not nearly as bad as I expected. Look at all this sand. Now, this was manufactured in New Jersey, so I'm guessing this spent some time down on the coast down there because there's sand all through this. But here's the worst of it, and it's still not nearly as bad as I expected it to be. If that's actually galvanized. I'm really glad I didn't heat up that area. Overall, this car isn't that rusty. That being said, I am still probably going to be welding in at least a lower section of quarter panel. I don't know, we'll see. A lot to think about. We're just going to figure it out as we go. It's half the fun. Did you get a project car yet? Alright guys, we are back. Night 2, round 2, on the Bondo. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Go to a angle grinder with a sanding disc on it instead of the butane and the putty knife. We're going to see how that compares to what we got done last time. But before we do that, let's check out this episode's cool car. Now this episode's cool car submission is actually a truck, and it's coming to us from Epi's Chop Shop. He writes, Sandy is a 78 F100 Custom, purchased by the St. Joe, Indiana Highway Department, retired and bought by an employee, then his son, a county employee, then myself, at the time, a county employee. It's the original 302, 3 on the tree converted to a floor shift. Now Epi's Chop Shop is in fact the name of his YouTube channel, and I've been checking it out for quite some time. He's a gearhead, he's always doing a lot of cool fun stuff over there. Epi, thank you for your submission. It's a very cool truck. I am still in awe over this chunk of Bondo that I pulled off the car, being a 1/2 inch thick. And I'm sure people see this kind of stuff all the time. It's just the first time I've ever seen it. We're pulling out all the stops. We're going to a very aggressive disc on an angle grinder. And yeah, we're gonna see if we can't make some mud fly. Got the angle grinder ready to go. Here is the aftermath from last night. I'll clean that up a little bit. But we're definitely gonna start by getting this Bondo off. It took me probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to get this section off. So we're gonna see how long it takes me to just get this section off with the angle grinder. Well, I would have to say the angle grinder is pretty fast. And it's chewing up the disc, but not, you know, a massive amount. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but it's definitely taking the Bondo off relatively quickly. Just be prepared for one heck of a mess. Because we got dust. We've been out here for maybe 15 minutes, and we got dust all over the place. Up here on the roof. I'm gonna get the rest off, I'll be back. That took maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get all that Bondo off, much faster than the torch and putty knife. But I wanna show you the mess that made. There's dust all the way up there on the roof of the car, down, around, under here. Just an absolute mess. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to get all this cleaned up because I like to have a clean working space. So it's January 29th and I'm able to have my door open, sweeping out all this dust at like 10 o'clock at night. This is probably the warmest winter we've ever had that I remember. 27 degrees out. It's not that bad. So what do you do about global warming? Buy a project car. Something to think about. The salmon pink Bondo, there was that massive hideous patch on the back quarter panel right here, has been reduced to this pile here, and then there was this metal, and that massive chunk of Bondo that I showed you earlier. This big piece. I kind of want to keep it for some kind of a trophy.
Hey, that's great.
Massive. Now that we got that horrible mess cleaned up, here is the rear quarter panel. Not nearly as bad as I expected. The worst of it is underneath here, which is common for these cars in this area. Well, common for most cars, older cars in this area. But solid metal all the way up through here. The problem is there's a massive dent that runs down through here. You can see there, it's a pretty big dent. I had it in my mind that I was going to replace the lower half of the quarter panel, but I don't know how that's going to affect, you know, a butt weld joining these two here when there's a massive dent in this area. The dent stops. It's straight from here up along here. So one option might be just cutting this whole thing out and welding in, you know, at least a section of quarter panel that I choose to do. So basically, I would get a full quarter skin and trim it down and fit it into the metal that's good. I feel like that would be easier than trying to pull and repair this dent, because I just think this is a lot of work that has to be done right in order for paint to cover it up nicely. So, but again, I'm a rookie, so I could be wrong. I need to get in here and mess around with this stuff. But anyway, yeah. The biggest patch of Bondo on the car is now gone. Not bad for an evening's work. Well guys, that is it for this episode. As we enter into the body work, I don't know how much I'm gonna be getting done from week to week because these projects take more time. And I don't wanna rush this stuff. So I still plan on doing 2 weekly episodes, and if it feels like that's a bit excessive for all the more work that I'm getting done, then I'll cut it down. But we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes. But yeah, that's all I have for this episode. So until the next one, guys, take care.